All right, welcome back to Magic City Entertainment. Hopefully you guys are doing great today. So for today's video, I'm bringing you guys a review of A Quiet Place 2. Yeah, I finally got to see it. You know, we've been in a pandemic. It was supposed to come out a long time ago and they finally gave it to us. And I'm gonna say this, I expected more from this movie. And here's reasons why. I'm not gonna say the movie was bad. It was not bad at all. It was a really good movie. The story was whatever. Honestly, I felt like the story could have been a bit better. So basically the story is you're following the family after everything that happened in the last movie. By the way, there will be spoilers. Let me just get that out the way. So if you guys don't know what happened in the first one, their dad, played by John Krasinski, sorry if I messed his name up. The guy from The Office, Jim, he ends up dying, which was really freaking sad because he was really good in the freaking movie. And he does make an appearance in the second movie, but as a flashback. So basically, after everything that happened, you know, his family lost him. They figured a way out how to kill these creatures actually with this the daughter's hearing aid. And sound, I guess, really high-pitched sound is a weakness to these monsters that they have figured out and they're going to use against them. Now, leading into the second one, you're following the mom, the daughter, and then the brother, and then the baby. And they end up leaving their home to find maybe like a new place to go. You know, that's what their dad was doing the entire time. He was trying to find a new place for them to go that was a little bit more safer and everything. So throughout this movie, you're gonna see like their ups and downs as they go through and try to find this place they're looking for, basically. And I feel like this movie, it wasn't as intense as the first one. Yes, I will admit it was up there, but it wasn't as up as the first one was. You know, in that first one, there was so many moments where you're like, oh my God, I can't talk during this movie. And the same thing happened here. There was literally no talking in the movie theater at all. Like, it was extremely quiet. And that's the one thing I condemn for this movie. Literally, when people watch this movie, there's literally no talking. Literally, you can hear someone's heart beating, basically. But overall, it wasn't as intense though. Like, I was expecting more intensity, you know, more like creature interactions and stuff like that. But there were some, but they didn't feel as intense though. I don't know what it was, but it just felt like I was expecting more from it to be more like the first one per se. And there was in the beginning, there was a really intense moment where they're going through this abandoned warehouse, and the son, he ends up getting hurt with a bear trap, and he lets out this loud ass scream, just starts screaming, and then the mom's like, shh, you gotta be quiet, He couldn't hold it in, man. He couldn't hold it in. So they finally get the trap out and everything, and then that's when the monsters start to come. That was intense, but other than that was it. Literally, after that, the intensity was dialed down. Like, it felt like they wasn't trying to put a lot of like intensity into it. I guess this time around they were trying to build more story character and maybe character development with a new character, Emmett. He's an old friend that they had before everything happened, and you see that during the flashback. Him and their Emmett and her dad were like, I guess they were friends, and there was like, when everything started to happen, you see that through their eyes how it began and everything. It was just a normal day basically for them, and then all of a sudden these creatures started coming out of nowhere and everything. And so basically through Emmett, I guess he lost his family, he lost his wife to illness, and I think he lost his children to the creatures. We don't get to see that though. They don't show us any of that. We get literally no backstory from him. He just tells us, yeah, my wife died from an illness, and we're assuming he lost his kids to the monsters. He never says it or anything like that. He kind of after he lost everything, he just kind of gave up. He was just looking out for himself and everything and stuff like that, which makes sense. Like he doesn't want to bring more people into his life to lose them again. And my one thing that I was like, I didn't like was that. So after they met him, excuse me, after they met him and everything, basically, the daughter, she was mad at him. How can you be mad at a guy? Yes, he saw the smoke that was there, but like, he just didn't want to help. I mean, like, I can't blame him. Like he lost a lot. And I guess maybe he didn't know if he could trust people, because he said there are monsters out there, but there are humans you can't trust either. Which they did bring in the humans, and it was the human interaction was dumb. It was dumb. Like, I'll get to that in a second. But what really bothered me was that, so the daughter runs away, right? And the wife, played by Emily Blunt, she asked him to go find her daughter. Why does he have to do that though? He doesn't have to do that if he doesn't want to. He doesn't have to, but he does it anyway. Why? I guess she gave him the line, I forgot the dad's name. Basically, she's worth fighting for. That's all she said. That's it, right? That's it. And then he goes and saves her. He finds there's a monster. She makes too much noise. A monster's showing up, and he kills the monster. Yeah. And then they go on this adventure to find this island. So apparently there's an island where the monsters can get to, right? All right. So they end up trying to go to this island and everything. But before that happens, they run into some humans. That interaction between those humans was not intense. It was dumb, honestly. Like, it was, the way it was set up was not bad. They had a little girl acting like she was hurt and stuff, and the dude was like, "Oh, you need help? Or you lost?" And then she puts this thing around his neck that has a whole bunch of bells. So if he makes a lot of noise, the things are gonna come. And then there was this, I guess, kind of cool moment where he tells the girl to, because when in the flashback her and the dad were doing this thing, right, to dive, and he's like, "What does that mean?" He's like, "Oh, to dive." So he tells her to do that. She jumps in. He jumps in the water, and the monsters start to come. So that whole interaction of him putting the thing on his neck with the stuff was pointless. Literally pointless. All the humans just got killed like that in a snap of a finger. That was it. And then they take the girl finds a boat. They take the boat. They go over there. Yada yada. Long story short, one of the creatures was on a boat. Creature got to that island. That was it. And then the movie was pretty much done. Yeah, well, basically they found a radio station with a frequency, and she'll put her hearing aid there, and it'll make a lot of noise for the whatever. That was like, that's it, and it just ended. Like, it just ended. That was it. After that, after they killed that monster in the radio station, that was it. The movie ended. I was like, wait, what? That's it? That's all you're giving us? That's it? I felt a little bit disappointed. I'm like, okay, what? Like, I watched that movie theater, I'm like, this didn't feel like a sequel. Like, I was a bit disappointed. I was. Like, the story was average at best. The story could have been better. Maybe if we got to know Emmett a little bit better, more backstory about him. But no, we got nothing, to learn about him. Honestly, nothing. Honestly. We know the daughter's whatever. She's just like her dad. She wants to, keep moving forward, and everything. And then the son, I will admit the son was a little annoying. He did some really dumb shit. I'm gonna be honest. He did some really dumb shit. He was pissing me off the most. He really was. Like, I'm like, dude, come on. You have one job, and he fucked that up. The mom was whatever. Literally, I thought there was at a point in the movie where I'm like, yo, the mom's gonna get killed off. They're setting the mom up to get killed off. Nah, she lives. She's got that MC like thing. Like she can't die. She's the main character basically. But yeah, overall this movie, it felt underwhelming. Like it felt like this movie could have been better, like 10 times better. Like I felt like the first one was really good. Like it set up the story so goddamn well. It set up this whole world perfectly. And then the second one kind of felt flat. It just felt flat. It felt like there's something missing. The intensity, it was intense, yes, don't get me wrong, it was. But it felt like the intensity wasn't very intense though. I don't know what it was. It didn't feel intense. I don't know if I was expecting a much more when I went into this movie, because I really had really high expectations for this movie. I don't know if that's because of the reason why, but like there was something that I was like, man, this movie is missing something. I don't know what it was, but like there was something missing here, but it was a good movie though. It's watchable, To me personally, it could have been better, but it was a good movie. The story could have been done a little bit better. There could have been more interactions with the monsters, maybe like make it more intense per se. And they could have just put the humans who are bad. They could have just cut that. Like you didn't even need that, bro. You didn't even need that, honestly, because like it didn't. I don't know. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel right because in that first one you got literally zero interaction, zero with other humans. That's it. Only with the family. That's it. And I think that's what made the movie so better. Like you see the family like growing closer and just getting better over time, and it was just, I don't know. I think maybe the chemistry between all the actors, I don't know. It felt like something was missing from this movie, and I just feel like it could have been done better. Maybe it seems like they're setting up for a part 3 because they still have to go back to get the mom, the brother, and the baby. So maybe The Quiet Place part 3 will be better. I'm hoping it does. I'm hoping it's more intense. I want it to be more monster focused. Maybe even introduce some new, different type of like monsters. That I thought that would have been cool. That would have been a nice addition to bring to part 2, if they add different types of monsters. That have different weaknesses. When I'm like, instead of noise, maybe it's something else. I don't know. Maybe I'm asking for too much, but it would have been cool to see a different type of a monster instead of the ones we already seen from the first one. I think that would have been cool. That would have brought some more intensity to the movie, because you would have been like, oh shit, how are they gonna kill this monster if, say for instance, noise doesn't affect them? What can you do? So I don't know. But overall, it's a good movie. It's a fun movie to watch. It's still good. It's not bad in any means necessary. No, it's not bad at all. The actors did great. Everybody did wonderful. Like it was a really good movie. A lot of great cinematography, basically, and some of the shots were really well done. Overall, it's a good movie. It's watchable. There were some things that I was just not a fan of, but that comes with a lot of movies. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of pros and cons with them and everything. This one has a lot of good pros, and not really a lot of bad cons. The only con I had was the whole forcing the guy to go find the daughter. That felt forced. It felt unnecessary to me, because you're asking a dude that, yeah, you knew once before, but he's different now. He's not the same guy you knew before, and you're asking him to go find this dude's daughter. Like, come on. That's a lot to ask for in a guy, bro. But he did it. I mean, hey, give him props for that. But I'm just saying that you could have probably built it up a little bit better, but it is what it is. Overall, I'm going to give this movie, A Quiet Place 2, an 8 out of 10. Like I said, it's not a bad movie at all. It could have definitely been a lot better. There were some things that could have probably been changed around, everything. Maybe, I know there was flashbacks. Maybe a little bit more flashbacks of Emmett's family, so we can get the backstory of him, get to know him as a person. Because literally, you don't really get to know him. You get to see him, but you don't get to know this man. like at all. Maybe they're saving that for part 3. You know, maybe he'll see like a flashback and he'll think, oh, my family, or I don't know, something, you know, or maybe he sees his wife. I don't know, like something, bro, because I really would have loved to get to know this character more. But anyway, if you guys have enjoyed this review, make sure to like and subscribe. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. And remember, stay amazing. Peace.